Paying your real estate taxes in monthly payments? And if the shoe doesn't fit, turn it into apartments. The story at 10.
This is NBC.
This is News Center 8. The following program is brought to you in living color.
This is News Center 8.
Your country, 'cause Aids country is you.
Live, Mid-Missouri's news team. This is News Center 8 at 6. Your news for the 90s.
This is KOMU News at 6.
Hello and welcome to this celebration of 50 years on the air here at KOMU-TV.
Over the next hour, we'll have some old familiar faces you haven't seen for quite a while.
Along with some footage that's never been aired before.
We'll explore what makes KOMU-TV such a unique experience for us all.
So what we want you to do is just sit back and enjoy 5 decades of local television history. It's coming.
Looking at it today, all the high-tech wonders, digital broadcasting, computer non-linear editing, news around the clock, online and over the air. Thinking about its unique place, the only commercial network affiliate that trains future broadcast journalists. The traditional #1 station in mid-Missouri, the market leader in innovation and technology. It's hard to imagine how it all began 50 years ago. Television was still the new kid on the block in 1951 when plans came together to build Central Missouri's very first TV station. True to form for a government building of the day, the original structure came together as pretty much a concrete blockhouse. A strike slowed things down for a bit, but it was hard to miss when the 780-foot tower went up. Finally, for the cost of just $500,000, history was about to be made.
Good afternoon. My name is Edward C. Lambert. I'm assistant to President Middlebush of the University of Missouri in charge of television. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you into KOMU-TV's family. KOMU-TV, as you may know, is a new commercial television station of the University of Missouri on Channel 8. We hope you like our programming.
It started out modestly enough that first day on the air, December 21st, 1953, lasted just 6 hours or so. But KOMU quickly found a niche of being all things to all people.
This is NBC.
We carried all 4 of the networks of the day, NBC, CBS, ABC, and no, not Fox, but Dumont. The golden age of television was finally available to mid-Missouri.
When you're choosing up a team just before you play the game, never choose a player by his race or name. What's the difference if he's poor? What's the difference if he's rich? The only thing to ask him is, can he pitch?
And we brought you local programming, too, as unique then as it is now. The station's founder, Dr. Edward C. Lambert, envisioned a station that would entertain but educate as well. He didn't ask for an educational license, though. He felt a commercial station would be self-sufficient and bring in revenue to fund its educational mission. So mixed with those commercial programs, you'd find educational fare. Some were even for college credit, like this one called Not in Your Store, hosted by MU psychology professor Fred McKinney. If science wasn't your interest, how about the arts? Poet John Neihart taught with a show called Lyrics.
First little girl came to our house. I wrote a sequence of 11 lyrics entitled The Stranger at the Gate.
Drama students performed their final projects in front of a live television audience. Nothing was taped at the time. Videotape hadn't been invented yet. Aside from the local performances, one show ended up going to the entire nation from right here in the same studio we use today. It was a Saturday night country music program called Ozark Jubilee.
And we speak to you at this moment in the studios of KOMU, University of Missouri's own commercial television station.
The show started out in Springfield, but when ABC wanted a national airing, KOMU was the closest station that could put it on the network. Red Foley was the host, and some of the biggest names in country music performed right here. It only ran for 22 weeks, but it was the first time a network show ever originated outside a major metropolitan area. At least 3 other live local country music shows filled the airwaves from our studios. Perhaps the most popular was Rice's Red Barn Frolics.
Elijah was a wooden Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with the Indian maiden over in the antique store.
Entertainment is great, but local stations are nothing if they aren't community servants first. KOMU has always been the leader in community service for our area, and it all started with Dr. Lambert. In 1954, he started the area's first public affairs program, Missouri Forum.
Welcome to Missouri Forum.
It was sort of like Meet the Press with state and local officials. Dr. Lambert was producer and host, followed by Rod Gillette. Missouri Forum ran for more than 35 years.
This is Missouri Forum. Our guest this week is Senator Thomas Eagleton. He will be interviewed by Terry Gainey of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Don Keogh of the Columbia Daily Tribune, and Dr. Edward C. Lambert, Missouri Forum moderator.
Not as long-lived, but at least as well-known, was a show aimed at mid-Missouri's large rural population. It was called RFD. Host Gail Bank covered the hot topics of the day for farmers. Programs devoted to women were a mainstay of early television and important in the history of KOMU-TV. Best known among these shows was probably Of Interest to Women. Esther Griswold hosted the show for 11 years. She tackled the typical 1950s women's issues, cooking, cleaning, and homemaking.
I close the show every day by saying, be happy by making other people happy. So I hope you're doing that right now.
Other women's shows like Ladies Fair and Perspectives also aired in the early days. The program was resurrected in 1974 by Diane Larkin in the form of It's a Woman's World.
I'm Captain Bob.
Kids had their own show, thanks to Captain Bob and his cartoons.
Right here on Channel 8 at 4:30 every day. We'll see you then.
As was common in early TV, the captain wore 2 hats, his sailor's cap on TV and a commercial salesman's hat for the rest of the time, using his real name, Dave Deering. Up until the mid-1970s, a succession of general managers has run Channel 8. But in 1974, the man who would shape the destiny of the station took over the helm. Tom Gray moved from a business position at MU to become general manager. He quickly got the station to turn a profit and became one of the best-known and best-liked businessmen in mid-Missouri. Tom kept the station at the top of the local ratings all the way through his retirement in 1998. By the 1970s, KOMU was all in color.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
And down to just one affiliation, the Peacock Network, NBC. One of the most popular campaigns ever mounted celebrated Aid Country. Local programming innovation was still at the top of the priority list for the station. In 1978, the local news magazine made its debut. The program was called Something More, and it offered just that, something more than the nightly news. For 30 minutes every Saturday night, the show tackled topics from race to UFOs. The stories were longer than most, which gave reporters more time to give us more depth on any topic. A single host ran the show in the studio, like a young Jan Carl, now an anchor on Entertainment Tonight. The show ran for 4 years. When it ended, KOMU launched a new program based on the popularity of its popular weatherman, Paul Pepper. After more than 15 years as an announcer and at the weather desk, Paul began Pepper and Friends, still on the air today. The show started out airing just once a week and with a live studio audience. The show was so successful, it eventually became a daily fixture on the Channel 8 schedule. While the successes at KOMU kept rolling in through the 1980s, successes at the NBC network were getting a little hard to find. In 1982, ABC approached KOMU about carrying its programming in mid-Missouri. A deal was struck, and the station left the NBC family for a little more than 2 years, returning in 1985. Back with NBC, the innovation continued. KOMU brought live reporting and weather technology firsts to the market.
Using the best weather.
Another local news magazine hit the airwaves. Direct Image brought stories with visual impact to the screen. The 90s brought national praise for KOMU and its news department. In 1994, the station won the Edward R. Murrow Award for overall excellence in news broadcasting. It's the highest award a local station can achieve. And with the award in hand, the innovation continued. The station made a commitment to quality children's programming, both for and by kids. The Kids Center 8 series gave young students the chance to tell the news their way. And they took it seriously, even interviewing President Bill Clinton for one special segment. KOMU-TV reintroduced the morning news format to the market in 1994. The show was informative, but it was also fun. Anchors Jenna Higgins and Scott Sander got us started. And commitment to telling stories no one else will tell continued throughout the last decade. Whether it was a creative retelling of the journey of Lewis and Clark through Missouri, or the tale of the invisible minority, Asian Americans, living and working in mid-Missouri. But it wasn't all about news. Sports fans had their treat coming too. The KOMU Sports Show brought a new level of commitment to Sunday night sports, scores, stories, and talk.
Hi again, everyone.
And in-depth features like a season-long look at a girls' basketball team gave sports fans even more. With the coming of a new millennium, a new man took charge. Marty Siddall took over as general manager, and the technology took a big leap forward. Computer editors replaced tape machines. High-definition television hit the air, another technical first for KOMU. And the station even took over broadcasting the WB to local homes. No history of KOMU-TV would be complete without the students. They are what sets us apart from all the rest. Ever since day one, the students from the School of Journalism at MU have been our reporters, our producers, our writers, and many of our anchors. A team of faculty professionals guides them, but sources and viewers like you all over mid-Missouri do the real education. No one has an exact count, but in these last 50 years, somewhere around 3,000 students have passed through the doors at KOMU, grabbed a camera, and hit the ground running. They still do it today.
You're back.
And will continue for the next 50 years and beyond.
This is where we make a lot of those commercials that pay the bills here at KOMU. Now, it's a pretty cool place with computers and all the latest high-tech gadgets, but it wasn't always this way. So throughout the show, we'll bring you some vintage KOMU commercials. Let's start way back at the beginning with one of our first sponsors, and they're still cooking today.
The one on the left is R.B. Rice's sausage. The one on the right is another brand, which we'll call Brand X. As you can see, these are the same size. But let's see how they'll look when they're cooked. Now here is a cooked R.B. Rice sausage patty and a cooked one from Brand X. Notice how much less shrinkage you get with R.B. Rice's sausage.
This presentation is brought to you by Image Technologies, your first choice for office solutions, and by Sleep Right. Isn't it time you started sleeping right?
With the full range of reliable office equipment from Image Technologies, your business will become more productive. Produce top quality documents for clients, maximize your employee staff, improve your bottom line, even during lunch. Call Image Technologies to see how our full range of quality office equipment can make your business more efficient.
After all the accolades Ford Focus has received, there's not much left for the press to say except, see ya! Because with $3,500 cash back plus $250 bonus cash when financed through Ford Credit, Focus won't be around very long. Supplies of the critically acclaimed Focus are already running low. And with a 5-year, 100,000-mile extended service plan, this is your last chance to get a great deal on a 2003 Focus. That's up to $3,750 cash back or 0% financing for 72 months. Don't miss out. Hurry to your quality Ford dealer today.
This Wednesday, it's Famous Bar's Super Sale. The one time this year we give you an extra 20% off all-day shopping pass on top of entire stock savings. All fleece for the family on sale. All men's sport coats on sale. All sweaters on sale. All fine jewelry 50% off. Use your extra 20% off store-wide shopping pass, 15% in home. Save on all kitchen electrics, all electronic gifts, and all initial designs. Save on all these great gifts Wednesday only 7 a.m. till midnight at Famous Bar's Super Sale.
It's showtime.
Is your bedroom in need of a makeover? Are you looking for furniture that matches your sense of style? Look no further than Sleep Right's new line of bedroom furniture. Shaker style, only $4.99. Solid pine, $5.99. Solid oak mission, $6.99. Popular sleigh bed, only $7.99. While supplies last, mission style cedar chest, just $2.49. Every Serta mattress has been reduced. Queen firms, $2.99, and queen pillow top, only $3.99. Delivery on your new bedroom is free, and 12 months are same as cash. Decorate your bedroom this holiday season at Sleep Right in the Forum Shopping Center, Columbia.
And when I came here, I thought I would stay 1 or 2 years.
Thank you. We want to say good evening and welcome to our brand new show, Pepper and Friends.
Pepper and Friends has been on for 21 years now. And it's been 21 really wonderful years.
It's a new show that we're starting here at Channel 8, dealing with people and things around the central Missouri area.
Before Pepper and Friends, before he was a weathercaster,
humidity at 46%.
before he was signing autographs, Paul Pepper was a farm boy, grew up near St. Louis.
Good evening and welcome to Premiere.
Early on, Paul knew he wanted to be a broadcaster. So in high school, he worked for free at a radio station. Then in 1969, Paul answered an ad in Broadcasting Magazine. KOMU Channel 8 needed someone to do live commercials. So Paul auditioned.
And I said, oh, it's probably going to take at least $600 or $700 a week. And he goes, oh, yeah, you kind of priced yourself out of here. We can offer you $100 a week. I said, I'll take it.
34 years later, Paul has interviewed everyone from Dick Clark to Eric Estrada to you or your neighbor. He's made guest appearances on soap operas.
So, Mr. Pepper, Paul Pepper.
Right. And we hope that we'll see you next time on Pepper and Friends.
But nothing compares to his work on Mid-Missouri's longest-running live variety show. Over the last 2 decades, Pepper and Friends has featured everything from Hawaiian surf
we have the trees
to a live in-studio circus.
Paul and his show. My gosh, he's done, what, 5,000 shows now? And they're all live. You know, I gave a tour the other day, and they had cooking on there and a choir group and somebody else, and the guy came through and goes, when does this stop? I said, it does it every day. I said, we got a llama walking down the hall and a country western band coming in to a church group to high school choirs. I mean, it's amazing what has gone on in that show.
Welcome back to Pepper and Friends. Zephyr was getting pretty excited with all that food over there, but
Zephyr the monkey was visiting our show one time to promote the circus.
Look at that monkey over there.
Wave to him.
Wave that monkey. Let me make it. $5.50 for children.
Yeah, Zephyr, are you doing okay here?
And during the show, Paul thought it'd be fun to have Zephyr help me do the weather. And all of a sudden, at one point, Zephyr just jumps on top of my chest. How'd you like that, Zephyr? Oh, you're just excited, I can tell. He punched my nose. And Zephyr smacked me in the face. And you could hear, on the tape. You know, I don't know how to react because, you know, I'm on live television and the monkey just punched me and I've got to do the weather. And Paul was laughing so hard, his feet were flying up in the air. He was just getting the biggest kick out of that.
I think Pepper and Friends is what's left of old-time television. That's my opinion. We're somewhat hokey. We're not trying to be something that we're not. We're a local show that opens our doors to all the people of Central Missouri.
There's nobody else like him in the state. And not in St. Louis, not in Kansas City, not in Springfield. There is no personality that, if a circus comes to town, they can be on Paul's show. If somebody's house burns down and they need help, they can be on Paul's show. If it's a family farmer who's trying to get their product noticed, they can be on Paul's show.
51 in Columbia, 57 at Jeff City.
Before Pepper and Friends, Paul did the weather. One night after a newscast, he found a stray dog shivering underneath his car. Paul adopted it and called it Prince. Prince died years ago, but Paul's still finding homes for unwanted animals. Most recently, he adopted Sparky and Shadow. Last year, the Central Missouri Humane Society gave Paul Pepper a Lifetime Achievement Award. In the last 30 years, his daily Pet Corner segments have featured more than 6,000 animals.
Spot's owners just decided they didn't want him anymore.
But each day I thank God that I've had the opportunity to do that show.
But Paul is a true professional in every aspect.
A phenomenon and a state treasure.
Paul Pepper, we love you.
Back again with another of those vintage commercials. Now we flash forward to the 70s. I'm not sure what I like best about this one, the hair, the clothes, or how much this guy loves drapes.
Another great hang-up from Springcrest Draperies.
I know you'll be happy with your Springcrest Draperies, Mrs. Weaver. With our spring pleater, your drapes will hang straight from top to bottom. What do you think, George?
They're so different.
Springcrest Draperies look just as perfect from the outside as they do in here, and George just loves them.
They're so different.
For your own great hang-up, see the specialists at Springcrest Draperies in the Providence Plaza.
They're so different.
George, come to bed.
You don't want to do that.
It's all about your hometown. It's all about friends and family. KOMU-TV 8. It's all about the world at home. It's all about your community. Mid-Missouri is the place to be. KOMU-TV 8. It's all about the world at home.
Are you ready? It's Ford's year-end clearance and the 2003s have got to go. So we're proving our leadership again by offering up to $6,000 cash back or 0% financing for 6 years on select 2003s. That's 72 months of no interest financing on America's favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs. Are you ready to save on America's proven leaders? With up to $6,000 cash back or 0% financing, you'd better be, because when the 2003s are gone, so are these deals. So get ready for Ford's year-end clearance and get to your quality Ford dealer today.
Save during the holiday sale at Joe Machens Toyota BMW. With approved credit, get 0% for 36 months or 2.9% for 60 months on 04 Camry, Corolla, and Matrix. Or get 0% for 36 months or 1.9% for 60 on 04 Tundra Access cabs. 04 Solara and Tacoma offer 2.9% for 60 months, $3,000 discounts on all 03 BMWs in stock, and save on our quality used vehicles. Plus, we'll give to Toys for Tots for every vehicle we sell before Christmas. Merry Christmas from all of us at Joe Machens Toyota BMW in Columbia.
Weather, here's Urban Wessler.
Oh, I was doing the weather probably close to 20 years. We went on the air December 21 of 53, but I actually reported about a year before that because we had some organizing to do, and it might be interesting to note that we actually started in an old white frame, two-story house over on Hitt Street.
Tomorrow. Now let's take a look then at our specific Channel 8 forecast.
Back then we didn't have the satellite, we didn't have computers. I went daily out to the Weather Bureau and briefed myself. All we had was the radar. We had to use a grease pencil or a grease thing for the, we had a glass background. From the glass board we changed to paper. And it worked out better because that way I could use a little old black grease pen on paper, fold it over. Of course, K is obvious. That was mandatory because the station was west of the Mississippi. All of them begin with a K. And the MU is obvious, of course, Missouri University. The O was arbitrarily selected for phonetics. That's it. It sounded good. Well, all I can say is that it was an enjoyable time of my life, but I loved it. I really loved doing the weather.
Well, that's your noon weather for today. Thank you for being with us, and good afternoon.
Many of the students we've trained, as well as the professionals who've helped train them, have gone on to brighter lights in bigger cities. You may see a few familiar faces in the bunch and wonder whatever happened to
And Lewis writes in his journal on this date that his men are in high spirits.
We get to work, to school, and to play are important to us all every day, and our means of transportation are changing as well.
Good evening from News Center 8 Election Headquarters. I'm Carol Kaplan.
As America aged another year, law officers brace for one more dangerous day of summer.
Well, we've known for quite some time that pets serve many purposes around the home. Now they're even helping with recycling.
Officers say the cooperation helped to end the chase quickly.
Our proximity to the state capitol has allowed Channel 8 to do more in reporting state government than any other Missouri television station.
You could also ask, where are they now for some of our old local businesses? Combing through our old commercials, we found a couple that were local favorites, but are no more.
Ever wonder if you could master the grace and beauty of ice skating? Ice Chalet invites you to try this great form of exercise that's just plain fun. And if you're inexperienced, Ice Chalet offers classes for all ages. Imagine yourself on a hot summer day gliding across the cool, refreshing ice. You can skate alone, with a date, as a family, or make it a party with church or scout groups. Be a part of the grace and beauty of ice skating at Ice Chalet, Business 63 and Highway 63 South.
If you're planning a project this weekend, make your first stop Central Missouri's largest do-it-yourself center. At Rock Bottoms, you'll find all of the materials you'll need for any project. And next door at Easy Rent-All, you can rent just the tools to do the job right. So this weekend, get it all together at Central Missouri's largest do-it-yourself center. Rock Bottoms, Easy Rent-All, Easy Store-All, Highway 63 North, Columbia.
You'll save every day on cancellations, overruns, and closeouts. When a dealer stops an order or a factory's warehouse gets crowded, they call us. If the price is right, we'll take it off their hands and pass the savings to you. Every item is first quality with full warranties at big discounts the others can't touch. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedding, and more for less at Furniture Factory Outlet. Open 7 days a week.
With the full range of reliable office equipment from Image Technologies, your business will become more productive. Produce top-quality documents for clients, maximize your employee staff, improve your bottom line, even during lunch. Call Image Technologies to see how our full range of quality office equipment can make your business more efficient.
GM has done it again. They've loaded us up with cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and given us the best incentives in the business on the best vehicles in the business. They've offered us a challenge, and at Ben's GM Country, we're up to the challenge. You will not believe the deals on Chevy, Buick, Pontiac, and Cadillac vehicles purchased on or before January 2nd. Come check out the all-new Chevy Colorado and Malibu, Buick Rainier, and Cadillac SRX. Right now is the time to buy.
Vince GM Country in Macon, your market area sales leader.
Joe Mockins Ford says thank you, Missouri, for making us the #1 volume new and used dealer for the 7th straight year. Between now and the end of the year, we're having an appreciation sale on over 1,500 new and used vehicles, 225 remaining 2003s to be sold at factory invoice, as low as $6,000 under invoice, 500 used cars and trucks marked with year-end clearance prices, year-end pricing on all 2003, 2004 trucks, plus 0% up to 72 months or rebates up to $6,000. Thank you for making us #1, and happy holidays from Joe Mockins Ford, Truck Center, and Mockins Automotive, Columbia.
Stick a boat, I don't care if you don't go. I want to tell them Sunday clothes and all have it Red Barn Show.
Through the years, a lot of personalities have come and gone.
This is Phil Burke.
I'm Captain Bob.
Good evening, I'm Dick Nelson.
But behind the camera, several dedicated faces remain. Jim White, pictured here in the middle, recently retired after 23 years as a sales representative. Brian Cottle started working at Channel 8 developing film. 24 years later, he's now production manager. And Harry Wilson, broadcast engineer. He's still here after 42 years. And who could forget Roger Albee? Roger directed newscasts and is a former production manager. 43 years later, he's semi-retired, but still running the cameras.
If you come to work and it doesn't seem like work, and that's the way it was with me.
Work that included witnessing the changes in technology. The station started out with 3 black and white cameras, borrowed from the 1952 Republican Convention. In 1961, KOMU was the first in mid-Missouri to broadcast live pictures of a governor's inauguration.
Thank you on being selected inaugural.
And in 1969, KOMU aired its first locally produced color documentary.
Shadow the rest of Winston Churchill's Senus of Peace address.
Actually, color was just such a magical thing. And of course, we couldn't afford color cameras. We got them before I got out here, and we bought them from KMOX in St. Louis. There were 3 of them. They were humongous. They weighed thousands of pounds and were on these big rollers. But it was the magic of really color, and boy, that was something else.
We did film when I was a student here, and we'd have to develop that and literally splice it together by hand. You'd cut it, glue it. There was a hot glue thing, and then put it together. So very manual labor. We went to videotape, which was recording. When we would edit, we'd record from one tape to another, basically. And now we do it on computer. So we come back with our tape from the field, we put it in the computer, and manipulate it all on there.
This is News Center 8.
In 1987, the station was the first in mid-Missouri to get a satellite truck, which allowed us to transmit live pictures to mid-Missouri from around the country.
I remember our first uplink. I mean, we just all stood there in amazement that this worked, and we went live from somewhere in the state, and we'd never done that before.
This is News Center 8.
But they weren't all steps forward. In 1968, a fire near the transmitter destroyed major pieces of equipment and knocked the station off the air for days.
I'm sure I wasn't the first one to see it, but somebody said something about fire from the back, and I went running back there and looked. Sure enough, pretty good blaze.
So from fire to follies.
Make life difficult.
Here's to 50 years, and the faces will keep it going for 50 more. With videographer Brad Noblet,
some last-minute voters are casting their ballots.
That's a Sarah story.
There's nothing more fun than looking for some familiar faces in all these old commercial clips. They look a little different now, but you won't have to look too hard to find a sports legend in his prime and a leading politician on the way up.
Drew, Wallace, Foster, Sunvole, Frazier, Shawver, Dressler, Amos, Berry, Dorr, Stepanovich, Mizzou basketball is big stuff.
I'm Roger Wilson, and I'd like to tell you how I am qualified to serve as your state senator. I believe that my years as a public school administrator have given me the experience to make sound decisions. Having been twice elected to office by the public has given me the unique opportunity to know the needs of you, the taxpayer. I will put my energy to work for the 19th District in the Missouri Senate. I ask for your vote February 6th.
Roger Wilson, the man with the strength to do the job.
Why does Joe Mockins Ford sell more tires than any other dealer? Low prices. We'll beat your best deal on name brand tires. See why we are #1 in tire sales. Selection. We carry all brands including Firestone, Michelin, Goodyear, General, and any other brand you may need. Service. Quick, efficient service including maintenance specials on brakes, tire rotation, wheel alignment, transmission service, and much more. For all of your tire needs, contact Joe Mockins Ford, the #1 tire dealer in Missouri.
Put an end to restless sleep during the Serta Mega Mattress Sale. Going on now at Sleep Right. Save on a store full of Serta mattresses. Twins Mega Price, $59 each piece. You'll think you're dreaming on a Serta Mega Special Pillow Top Queen Set, $399, King Set, $599. You'll sleep better on a Serta Perfect Sleeper in Pillow Top, Plush, or Luxury Firm. Mega Price at $569. Plus free delivery, setup, and removal of old bedding, and 12 months, same as cash. Mega savings, mega selection, the Mega Mattress Sale at Sleep Right in the Forum Shopping Center, Columbia.
Coverage you can count on means keeping you informed and safe. That's why KOMU News is bringing you Target 8 reports.
The holidays mean friends, fun, and family dinners. Frying a turkey for those meals is becoming popular, but is it always safe? Tonight at 10, the Target 8 team will work with the Boone County Fire Department to explore the do's and don'ts of frying your fowl.
Watch Beth Malicki and the Target 8 team for coverage you can count on.
Save during the holiday sale at Joe Mockins Toyota BMW. With approved credit, get 0% for 36 months or 2.9% for 60 months on 04 Camry, Corolla, and Matrix. Or get 0% for 36 months or 1.9% for 60 on 04 Tundra Access cabs. 04 Solara and Tacoma offer 2.9% for 60 months, $3,000 discounts on all 03 BMWs in stock, and save on our quality used vehicles. Plus, we'll give to Toys for Tots for every vehicle we sell before Christmas. Merry Christmas from all of us at Joe Mockins Toyota BMW in Columbia.
There's a tradition around newsrooms to save tape of some of our most memorable moments. Here at KOMU, we call this collection of bloopers, gaffes, and awkward moments the May tape. And I might as well start this off with one of my own.
And I'm Beth Malicki alongside Doppler Dave and Chris Schmidt. We are live in Columbia for the Crosstown rivalry. It's going to be a great game tonight. The Cupies versus the Bruins.
Did you hear what you just called me?
What?
Did you call him Chris Schmidt?
No.
Yeah, she did.
It's so cold out here, and you're over here eating potato chips. I can't keep you people straight.
We'll go on the trail to show you how those people, who those people are, and what they, and who you. Let's try this again. We'll go on the campaign trail to show you who those people are who want you to vote for them. That'll be next week on News Center 8 at 6.
And still ahead on News 4 or News Center 8.
We've had more than a few famous faces through here. Sure, they're big-time anchors now, but how about when they were just starting out? Here, CNN's Sophia Choi just trying to get through it all.
And that's the beginning of hazing for fraternities and sororities on the University of Missouri campus. And yet another national has called for an end to pledging, the second to do so this week.
And ABC anchor Elizabeth Vargas is pretty sharp now. But a hot dog eating contest just got the best of her back in 1984.
Never even seen a Frankfurter won a Coney Island hot dog eating contest yesterday by wolfing down 9.5 wieners with buns in 10 minutes. She's only the second female winner in the 68-year-old history of the Brooklyn hot dog eating event. Bridget Felden later told reporters she was hungrier than she thought. What did she win? A plaque and a gift certificate for more hot dogs. Delegates to the Democratic Convention can look forward to some fun mixed in with their convention chores. San Francisco officials plan a party.
Getting the giggles is one thing, but sometimes all you can do is laugh at your mistakes.
Taking a look at temperatures around the state of Missouri right now with mostly clear skies all over. Look at that. How about that? There aren't any temperatures right now.
But I'll tell you what, it is 54 degrees in Columbia right now, and 54 also in Jefferson City.
Every year about this time of year, every year about this time, parents start their frantic search for toys. We'll get it right.
Meanwhile, President Bush visits the demilitarized zone.
And the floods out there are going to make for a late summer, as well as they're going to make for a late summer and as well as...
And it never helps when the insects decide they want to taste all that makeup you're wearing.
Well, I sure hope I can eat a bug during this. I got it! The Senate rejected Ashcroft's amendment that would have kept able-bodied people without infants from getting welfare for more than 2 years.
At last word, 2 prisoners from Moberly Training Center are still missing. That was early this morning. But just about an hour ago...
Good morning. For today in mid-Missouri, I'm Jeremy Gugino. Topping our news this morning, the Columbia Fire Department saved the day for a local restaurant over the weekend, and some mid-Missourians put the pedal to the pavement to help the environment. We'll be back with those stories after we check in with Dave Schmidt for the local weather forecast. Dave?
Will cost the state money from matched federal funds. University of Missouri administrators will have extra cash in future paychecks.
A win over St. James would bring the first Four Rivers Conference crown in 26 years. Pardon me. Let's go out to the highlights. The sloppy night in Owensville, the Dutchmen jump on the board early, and the quarterback, we got to get these flies out of here.
Paul Pepper first started finding homes for dogs during his weather days. He still does it today. I guess he never took W.C. Fields' advice to avoid working with children or animals.
We got it for you tonight. Here, I know you love me. I got a dog biscuit for you. This is a nice doggy, and it's anything but a puppy. Look over here. This is a full-grown setter mix, neutered. He is full-grown right now, and with his housebroken also, and he would love to come home with you. He'll be available after 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Central Missouri Humane Society, okay? See, he can't wait to get home with you, and that is it for our weather. We'll see you tonight at 10, but right now, you're dead.
And even if we don't mess up, leave it to a bunch of hams to clown around anytime the camera's on.
This is Jim Reek. I'm up in Chopper 8 right now. We're hovering above I-70, and there appears to be a traffic...
Now, this show has been all about TV, of course, but a newspaper war has been fought in Columbia for nearly 100 years, including on the commercial airwaves. Check out these old ads for our 2 daily newspapers.
The Missourian. It belongs in your morning, too.
The way to the 42. It's another 1st and 10, and it looks like the Eagles are just seconds away from their 3rd win.
Boys, I think we won us some tickets. All right.
They entered the Columbia Daily Tribune's football contest. Every week till November 18th, the Tribune will publish a ballot of 12 upcoming games, including the Tigers, Cards, Chiefs, Hickman, and Rockbridge. You choose the winner of each game, and you could win 2 tickets to the Chiefs or Cardinal football game.
And that's the game.
Which 2 of us get the ticket? It's my Tribune.
The Columbia Daily Tribune's football contest.
Joe Mockins Ford says thank you, Missouri, for making us the #1 volume new and used dealer for the 7th straight year. Between now and the end of the year, we're having an appreciation sale on over 1,500 new and used vehicles, 225 remaining 2003s to be sold at factory invoice, as low as 6,000 under invoice, 500 used cars and trucks marked with year-end clearance prices, year-end pricing on all 2003, 2004 trucks, plus 0% up to 72 months, or rebates up to $6,000. Thank you for making us #1, and happy holidays from Joe Mockins Ford, Truck Center, and Mockins Automotive, Columbia.
On December 21st, 1953, KOMU signed on as the first TV station in mid-Missouri. For 50 years, KOMU has brought you nationally recognized, award-winning news coverage, an enduring commitment to community service, and 50 years of the best in entertainment. The first on the air, first in color, first in stereo, and first digital broadcast in mid-Missouri. From the golden age to the digital age, KOMU-TV 8, 50 years of coverage you can count on.
wrap up our look at vintage commercials with some dramatic performances. Now, looking at these, maybe Earl and Edna weren't so bad after all.
We're the managers of United Furniture Sales. We got the best price on this rustic living room group for 3 days only. Solid 2x6 wood frames are hand finished. Cushions are supported vinyl and Herculon that are reversible.
All frames are corner blocked and pinned with heavy flex layer springs. And man, oh man, is this set comfortable.
For the next 3 days, you can have all 7 pieces. Sofa, chair, rocker, ottoman, coffee and 2 end tables for only $3.99.
At United Furniture, we manage to save you money.
It's the Dart Kid.
Is this D's Sport Shop with the largest selection of darts and accessories from St. Louis to Kansas City?
Yes, sir.
Show me what you got.
D's Sport Shop's got the best in darts throughout these parts. Darts and gear for the greenhorn right on up to the professional thrower. The Dart Kid will tell you. It's D Sport for darts.
Well, as you can see, there have been many changes here at KOMU over the past 50 years, but one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to be the #1 broadcast station in mid-Missouri. Right now, we're going to talk about our favorite memories, and I guess for me, most of the longtime viewers of mid-Missouri realize that I worked at the other 2 stations, and some of my best memories are beating Channel 8. But then likewise, 6.5 years ago, I started here at Channel 8, and I enjoy beating the 2 stations I used to be employed for. So I guess that's probably my favorite memory at Channel 8. Dave?
Well, I think what stands out in my mind in terms of gratification from all the years that we've been doing television is some of the Muscular Dystrophy Association telethons. It's kind of a zoo. Every time we do a segment, we really don't quite know what to expect. But when you get right down to the last couple of segments, are we going to make that goal? We always have our doubts. But it always seems like Mid-Missouri comes through with that and then some. And that's probably one of the most gratifying feelings you can have. Aaliyah?
Actually, one of my favorite memories here at the station has to do with our weather guys, Mr. Dave and Mark. And I started out here, I haven't been here long, but I started out doing some weather. And it was a weekend where we had some severe weather. I was doing weather on Sunday night and was panicking because we had some severe weather. And before I knew it, Dave and Mark were both here backing me up and making me aware that everything was going to be fine. So it made me feel great. So, Bob?
Mine, no doubt, has to be working Super Bowl 36. I had shot the entire game on the field, and when Adam Vinatieri kicked the game-winning field goal, I was on the other end of the field, had to sprint 90 yards to the other end. And when I got down there, I turned around, and Tom Brady, who won Super Bowl MVP, was standing right in front of me. And as I'm getting ready to ask the question, I get picked up by about 10 people and thrown about 30 yards because they were trying to shoot the Tom, you're going to Disneyland. You're going to Disneyland commercial. And so that was a great experience. Sarah?
Did you know that back in the 1950s, the station was so concerned about the female personnel working here that they would take the station vehicles and they would actually pick up the women at home and drop them off at night. Isn't that a neat memory? Yeah, that's kind of neat. I started working here back in 1993 as a student, and that was during the '93 flood. So we'd cover all the flood stories during the day, and then at night, I'll never forget, we'd go to Rocheport. Near the fire department there, and we'd sandbag and met some interesting people. The first time I ever met Don Stamper was sandbagging in Rocheport. And then the other memory is News Center 8. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And how it always came out News Center 8 sometimes. Yeah, that's one of my most vivid memories. Matt?
One of my favorite times at the station is Friday night football. And that's where I got my start here at KOMU. And I remember one night I was over at Fulton, and I was holding the umbrella for one of our cameramen, and the pass comes right towards me. And needless to say, it was raining outside. It was pretty stormy, and I got clobbered. And of course, at the end of the week, one of the other stations has the hit of the week. And one of the other stations caught me on camera, and I was the hit of the week on the other station.
That's good.
Yeah.
I guess one of my memories I'll never forget was almost throwing up on television. Yes, it happened on Pepper and Friends. I was at the Boone County Fairgrounds. We were doing a live remote with 4-H'ers there. And we thought it'd be fun to get on the swings because they were also promoting the carnival they had there. I hadn't been on the swings for a long time, but I decided to get on the swings with one 4-H over here, one 4-H over here. We had to get the guy up early in the morning because they don't normally run these things in the morning, but he did. He begrudgingly did. So we started up those swings, and I was on a wireless remote. I had a wireless microphone in my hand, wireless IFB. I could hear the news going on back at the station. 30 seconds into that swing, and I started feeling so sick to my stomach. And the swing started going faster and faster and faster. And I knew I was going to throw up on television talking in this microphone. So I started yelling to the guy, "Stop this thing! Stop it!" And he started slowing down, smiling at me really big, and slowed down, and then I heard back at the station, "Thanks." That's Paul Pepper. "Now to James with the weather. James?" And I was like, "Hi, Paul. I'm here at the Boone County Fairgrounds trying not to throw up." Mark?
Oh, my favorite memory, summer 2003. My cohorts in the morning back then, Michelle Davidson and Meredith Haynes. And every morning, for folks who watch our morning news, know that we always have the breakfast quiz on our show. And our breakfast quiz that day was on a Friday. I got to ask the weather question. Well, we had a little quiz to see whether our ladies knew what L's and H's were on a surface map. So we had kind of a symbol quiz. And the fourth symbol just happened to be the ultrasound of Emily, who was about 4 months away from being born. And when we popped that up on the screen, there was about a 2-second pause, and then Meredith and Michelle went absolutely nuts, and that's how we announced the fact that Emily was on the way to join us right here. Beth?
Sort of along those lines. When I was in my 9th month of pregnancy with Brady, Jim and I were having a pretty difficult newscast. We were trying really hard to keep it together, but I'm sure many of you remember we just couldn't. We absolutely lost it. We lost it in such a way we thought my water broke. It wasn't my water. And now you know why we really couldn't stop laughing. Chris?
Well, my memory certainly doesn't involve any of my water breaking, but it does regard, though, my good friend and coworker in sports, Bob Ballou, from that same New Orleans Super Bowl 36 experience. You see, after Bob had finished attempting to interview Tom Brady and the Patriots, it was Bob, not any of the football players on the Rams or Patriots, who had one of the great athletic moves of the night as he sprinted through the streets of downtown New Orleans, blocks and blocks, to meet us at the Rams team hotel and satellite truck where we were to do our Sunday night sports show. I didn't see anybody run harder or faster than Bob, with nary a stop at Bourbon Street along the way.
Paul? Okay, well, my memories go back many, many years before we had videotape at this television station. We used to do all of our commercials live. And during the newscast, I was doing the weather at 6 and 10, and we'd do 10, 15, 18 live commercials in that newscast. One in particular that sticks out in my mind, and they were big production commercials we did too. We were selling room air conditioners for Arts in Moberly. And the commercial was a 30-second commercial. It started out by, and we were doing it in Esther Griswold's living room. Remember that? That's that, Esther Griswold's living room. And it started out, we would spray my face with water, so I'd look like I was sweating. The tie was loose, and I'd say, "It's so hot in here, 95 degrees, but wouldn't it be wonderful to have a nice cooling room air conditioner from Arts in Moberly?" At that point, we'd go to the full screen of the air conditioners. I'd still keep talking, but somebody would come, we'd dry the face, tie the tie up, put the jacket on, and we came out, and there was a nice, cool room air conditioner purring. All of that in 30 seconds. But we used to do those commercials over and over again, and that's what live television was all about. We still got a little bit of it left with Pepper and Friends, so. Yeah. And now we turn to our general manager, Marty Siddall, who's got some memories of his own.
Well, I haven't been here as long as Paul, but about 4.5 years ago I came to Columbia, and newsrooms are always busy, exceptionally busy places. But the first time I walked in our newsroom and I saw all the students running around the newsroom trying to get the story together with the help they get, I felt old, first of all, for the first time. But I was really awestruck at all the activity going on there. A little bit concerned, and then I looked up on the wall and I saw all the journalistic awards that this station has earned over the years, along with many community service awards. And at that time I knew always that this was a special station, but I also, it confirmed what I knew, and that was that there was a very rich legacy here as well.
Marty, we've only scratched the surface. I mean, the 12 of us could go on forever and ever and ever, but unfortunately, we're out of time. We hope you've enjoyed the first 50 years of broadcasting at KOMU, and you know what? We hope to see you in another 50 years.
gift for the women in your life can be challenging. This is Vicki.